What's up everybody, my name is BVMSerious and welcome back to another Pokemon Go video. The epic conclusion to Season 9 Mythical Wishes is finally here, with today being day 1 of the Pokemon GO Tour Hoenn event. There's quite a bit to cover, so stay tuned. So as I just said, it is day 1 of Pokemon GO Tour Hoenn, and there's actually quite a bit within the area here. We got a bunch of Primal raids going on, and there's also a few collection challenges, which I will actually talk about here real soon. But anyways, the main thing with GO Tour Hoenn is that we see the debut of 2 new Primal forms known as Primal Kyogre and Primal Groudon. And these 2 forms actually debuted in the Gen 3 remake games Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. And 2 of the Primal forms are very powerful, so I'm definitely going to make it my objective to get as much Primal energy for these 2 Pokemon as possible so that I can use them personally in raids. So as I just said, we do have collection challenges here, though they're not as big as the ones like back during GO Tour Kanto and Johto, which I guess is kind of a good thing if like you're running on borrowed time and you just want to get it all knocked out right away. But I feel like it also kind of takes like the fun out of it, because like we don't have like the trade one, we don't have like the one where you have to evolve them or, you know, get them off the incense and stuff like that. But we actually completed the first collection challenge here, as this first hour that we're in right now is the Blistering Sands. And that's the other thing, is the rotational hours that we've got right now are not named off of the cities that are part of the Hoenn region, so that's also kind of a disappointment, but it is what it is. But yeah, anyways, we got this first collection challenge done here, which was basically just catch a Torchic, a Cacnea, a Numel, and a Nincada. So we are going to collect these right now. Here we have the cosmetic Pikachu with May's headband. And that's also the other thing, despite not actually being Gen 3 Pokemon, unknown letters H, O, E, and N, as well as Pikachu with 2 cosmetics are appearing as part of the event as well. So I think it's different, but hey, I mean, you can't complain with unknown, because unknown is already rare enough as it is, so it's good to be able to have another opportunity to get unknown. Not to mention it can be shiny, and letter H is also available to be shiny for the first time ever in Pokemon Go, so I'm definitely wanting to make sure I can hopefully get a shiny unknown out of this, though the shiny rates during GO Tour Hoenn Global aren't as big as the ones back during the GO Tour Hoenn event in Las Vegas that took place last weekend. But like I said, the objective with this is to hopefully get as many shinies as possible. And oh, okay, we just got a tiny nose pass, so we will definitely catch this. Oh, it's so small. That's so cute. Yeah, I guess that's also kind of the other objective, is if I see any XXS or XXL Pokemon, I'll be catching those as well. So, and we also have special research for this event as well, which is the GO Tour Hoenn Chasing Legends research. And this first set here, we have Power Up a Pokemon 15 times, and this gives us 5 Kyogre and Groudon candies, as well as a reward encounter. I think it's an Absol, I'm pretty sure. But anyways, for this task, I'm actually going to go on ahead and power up this Kartana here. It will be very useful for Primal Kyogre when we actually go to fight that, because the Primal forms are very powerful and we'll need a lot of people to take them down. Not so much Primal Groudon, because it's got a double weakness to water as it is ground and fire, but Kyogre is much tougher. But anyways, we just completed this first set here. We're going to go ahead and redeem this first set now. And also, there are version dependencies, so I actually ended up picking Ruby version and my dad picked Sapphire version. And only the real slight differences with this are that anyone that picked Ruby is able to find Latios in the wild, and anyone that picked Sapphire is able to get Latios in the wild. Whichever version completes the most research within an hour, Pokemon from that version will be appearing more frequently for everybody. I think for now we got all the Pokemon from the Sapphire, which are things like Wailmer and Illumise and Minun and Lunatone and like a couple others. I'm going to dive into the next set of these special research here. So, okay, this is where we get to choose a path here. Also, any Gen 3 Pokemon that wasn't already able to be shiny before are now available shiny as part of the event. And this happens to be all the 3 Pokemon here. So we have the Gulpin family, the Surskit family, the Cacnea family, and the 3 other regionals, Torkoal, Tropius, and Relicanth, as well as Kecleon, which had been newly released right after Chespin Community Day. So I'm actually going to go ahead and pick my path here now. So I'm honestly deciding either between Gulpin or Surskit, because I like Gulpin because it's blue and I love blue because it's my favorite color. But I also like the shiny Masquerain a lot too. So I don't know, it's really hard to say. My dad already went ahead and picked Cacnea, so I think I'm probably actually going to pick Surskit here. So there we go, we just picked Surskit. And this also means that because we picked Surskit, Surskit will be appearing more frequently off of the incense. So getting into the second set here, we have use an incense, catch 5 Surskit, and catch 10 different species of Pokemon. And all these reward encounters here will all be Surskit. So hopefully I actually get a shiny Surskit out of this. I think that would be really cool. Alright, so we are almost out of the Blistering Sands habitat. And despite not actually being a Gen 3 Pokemon, I just got lucky and came across a shiny Pikachu with Maze headband. And I have a golden Raz on it and an Ultra Ball ready to go, hoping that we secure this catch. It's got a green circle, so that's very promising. Okay, I was going to say, if it ran, I was going to be really upset. Alright, we got our shiny Pikachu with Maze headband. I think this is the Eerie Mist habitat. Yep, this is the Eerie Mist habitat. This is perfect for me because I'm now able to find Surskit, and that is the path I chose, so hopefully I'll get a shiny Surskit out of this. I really want that. I'm also going to be catching Chimecho because it gives boosted Stardust. Spoink, and Spoink seems to be the most elusive shiny for me. I checked a bunch of them during when it debuted shiny and I didn't find one. So upon evolving, any Pokemon that already had Community Day from Hoenn unfortunately cannot learn their Community Day moves, which is rather disappointing. But however, speaking of special moves, any Groudon caught during the event will learn its brand new signature ground type charge move Precipice Blades, and any Kyogre caught during the event will learn its special water type signature charge move Origin Pulse. And both of these are really decent, more so Precipice Blades for Groudon, but I will talk more about these moves closer to the end of this video. But anyways, we're still just working on the research here, and we are currently in the Eerie Mist habitat, like I said, so I'm definitely going to be catching these Pokemon and making sure I complete these collection challenges. And the other good thing with this event is that Kecleon, which was newly released after Chespin Community Day, is spawning more frequently at Pokestops. And like I said, it does have a chance to be shiny, so I will definitely be making sure I check every single Pokestop and hoping that I get a shiny Kecleon, because that would be really awesome. But also, unfortunately, the only way to get the Gen 3 regionals, Tropius, Torkoal, and Relicanth, is off of 10-kilometer eggs. So unfortunately, there's no raids for them or anything of that sort. One of those three that I really want more than any other, it would have to be Relicanth, because I love the shiny Relicanth more than anything. So I really hope that I get that shiny of all of them. Alright, so far I've done a few Primal raids off screen, but on screen right now I actually have a wild Latios that I just found. And actually, before I forget, I need to actually take a snapshot of this so that it counts toward that other research that I've got. So if you take a snapshot of Latios or Latios, depending on the version that you've got, then you'll find an additional counter with these. And apparently this is what's considered an S version of Latios, which I actually don't know what that's supposed to mean in this case. But if any of you watching this video knows what that could be, please let me know in the comment section below, because I'm really curious. But anyways, we're going to try and catch this. I got a Golden Raz and an Ultra Ball ready to try and secure it. But chances are it's probably going to end up running. So, 1, 2... I broke out, but is it going to run? Yeah, it ran. I do think it's kind of cool, though, that the Lotties are appearing in the wild, because that's a reflection of how you would find them in Ruby and Sapphire. But the two Pokemon were actually version dependent, of course. Obviously, Ruby players got Latios, and Sapphire players got Latios. So I'm actually really glad that Niantic implemented that same element from GO Tour Johto with Raikou, Entei, and Suicune, and applied it to Latios and Latios for GO Tour Hoenn. I think that's really cool. Anyways, I actually did complete the collection challenge for the Eerie Mist habitat, so we're going to go on ahead and claim this now. It is actually a Pikachu with Brendan's hat, so we are going to go on ahead and catch it. I think the Pikachu hats are interchangeable with each of the habitats, because the last habitat we had the Maze Headwear Pikachu, and then in this habitat, the Eerie Mist, we have the Brendan's hat Pikachu, or Brandon's hat, I should say. But yes, there we go, we completed that. Oh yeah, and then we also got the Ruby Latios Photo Safari, so we got that. I believe this actually rewards us with a Latios encounter, so we'll actually have one that cannot run away. Yep, so it is the Latios, and we are going to catch it. Alright, so we caught the Latios. And we also completed this set of the special research, and like I said, all of these will be Surskit encounters. So let's see if any of these Surskit are going to be shiny. Okay, this one's not. Alright, so I actually just got done with a Primal Groudon raid, and I happened upon a shiny Groudon from it. So I'm actually going to go ahead and use a Pineapple Berry because it cannot run away, and we're going to secure the catch. Well, no, I shouldn't say run away, but it's an automatic catch. That's what I meant to say. It's a 100% catch rate for a shiny. So, okay, there we go. We got the shiny Groudon with Precipice Blade, so that's actually really cool. It's actually not bad. The IVs are actually decent. It's at 89%, and it's also from abroad, so that makes it even better. Oh, here we go. Alright. Just got a shiny Surskit out of the research, so that's actually really cool. So, since it is from the research, this cannot run away. This is what I mean. So, because it's from the research, it cannot run, so we will be catching this Surskit here, and we also have a pineapple on it, because why not? I actually kind of like this little like tint of blue on it. It's pretty unique, but I like the shiny Masquerine a lot too, so that's also kind of why I got Surskit instead of Gulpin. Alright, but anyways, we completed this second set here, so I will now go on ahead and redeem it and claim all the stuff from it, and then we will move into the next set. For the third set here, we have spin 15 Pokestops or gyms, explore 1 kilometer, catch 10 Fire Grass or Ground type Pokemon, and catch a Groudon. Oh, if I had just gotten to this much sooner, then I would have already had that done, but oh well. We'll complete it one way or another. We'll definitely be doing a lot more Primal raids today, and the end set rewards is another Pokemon encounter. I'm actually not sure what that is. 10 Groudon candies and 200 Primal energy for Groudon. Alright, so we are here at All Park for more of the GO Tour event. We actually just took a brief break and just had some lunch during the Verdant Earth habitat. And we are now here in the final habitat before the next full rotation, which is the Ancient Shores. And we also completed the Verdant Earth collection challenge. So we're going to go ahead and redeem that. And I think this will give us another Pikachu with May's headband. So yep, there it is right now. We're going to go ahead and catch that. Like I said, we are in the Ancient Shores habitat, and one of the things I'm actually going to be looking for right now is a Clamperl. We got an Anorith on screen. There's like 3 of them right here in this area. But yeah, the real thing is looking for a Clamperl, and Clamperl seems to be kind of uncommon at the moment. But during the lunch break that I took, I actually ended up doing a Primal Kyogre raid and got a shiny one out of that, as well as another shiny Surskit off of the Incense, which is perfect because now I have all the Surskit I need to complete the shiny family, and we're actually going to go ahead and actually evolve the first Surskit that I have here into a Masquerine, and I can show it off. And there it is. There's shiny Masquerine. Wow. I gotta say, I love the green on it. That's pretty. That's a really pretty shiny for Masquerine. I don't know if I like this one or if I actually like the regular Masquerine better, to be honest. There's that, and also we finally completed the third set of the special research, so I will be claiming all these reward encounters here. About 40 minutes in, I finally found a Clamperl. This thing was a lot harder to find than I would have imagined, but we finally found it. It's not shiny, but we are catching it because we need it for the collection challenge. So we are going to catch this thing, and we got the Clamperl. So that is it for all the collection challenges, I'm pretty sure, because we now finally completed the last one here, the Ancient Shores, and we will now redeem this for the Pikachu. I also want to comment on the fact that I really love Generation 3 because Hoenn just boasts such a unique group of Pokemon, and it's definitely my second favorite generation, obviously behind Kanto, of course. But not to mention, Hoenn also has my favorite Pokemon of all time, that being Salamence. And between Kyogre and Groudon, I love them both. I love Kyogre a lot because of the fact that it's blue and it's also a very powerful water type Pokemon. But I also love Groudon too because it's very powerful, but it also has Solar Beam, and I can just delete a Kyogre instantly. So that's also kind of why I went with Ruby version. I also used to have a Pokemon Ruby years ago, but it ended up getting ruined. And when it came to the Gen 3 remakes, I obviously knew because of that I went ahead and got Omega Ruby, and it's a good thing I did because Groudon's ability, or I guess I should say Primal Groudon's ability in the core games is just absolutely overpowering. Considering it's got a double water weakness, that water weakness is completely ignored by its ability, assuming its ability is in effect, which stops any water type moves from hitting Groudon. So yeah, like that's just what makes Primal Groudon so overpowered. So what's your guys' favorite between Kyogre and Groudon? Let me know in the comment section down below. Like I said, it's kind of hard for me to choose. I love them both because they're just such great Pokemon, and they make a huge difference in the world of Pokemon Go, especially now with their primal forms being introduced. But anyways, we also did complete the third set of the special research here, so we will now claim all the candy and primal energy and see what we get from this. It is a Sunny Cast form, okay. Alright, so getting into the fourth set of the special research. So we have spin 15 Pokestops with gyms, explore another kilometer, catch 10 water, electric, or bug Pokemon, and catch a Kyogre. Honestly, as happy as I am to see Kecleon get implemented into the game, it's unfortunate that they weren't able to fully implement its color change capability into the game. Because otherwise, if it did, there's probably certain ways that Kecleon could be useful in the Go Battle League, potentially. But it's good to finally just see Kecleon finally released into the game after such a long time, since December 2017 when Gen 3 was first released into the game. Alright, so as I was on my way home, I got very lucky and I stumbled across a shiny S variant Latios. So I'm still trying to figure out what the difference is with a regular Latios and this version of Latios, because apparently this version of Latios appears as like a shadow silhouette on the mini-map, which I have no idea why that is, but there's only one way to find out. But since this is a shiny, I have a feeling it probably won't run away and I might be able to catch it, because back during the Johto tour, I got very lucky and got that shiny wild Raikou, but I don't know, because all the other Latios that I have found so far have pretty much all run away on me, so I feel like this may not be guaranteed. So, will we get lucky enough to catch this? Only one way to find out. We now have a Golden Raz, and we have an Ultra Ball ready to throw at the shiny Latios here, so let's try to secure that catch. So we got a great throw on it, so I really hope we catch this. I really want it so bad. Oh yeah, that's what we're talking about. We just got the shiny S variant Latios. That's awesome. So what is the whole thing with this S variant, I wonder? I mean, the stats are terrible, but I'm keeping it because it's from the wild and it's a shiny, so you cannot complain about that. Oh, okay, so we just found an extra large Soul Rock here, and we're definitely going to catch this. That's huge, actually. That's a really big Soul Rock. Not that the XXL or XXS Pokemon are really anything too important, which I really don't know why that's even a thing in Pokemon Go. I mean, I guess to an extent it's kind of cool, but it's just like, it really doesn't do anything for the Pokemon except change its appearance and size. That's pretty much it for that, and we have completed the fourth set of the research here. So I do apologize for the big skip in time, because I ended up taking yet another really long break, but I was doing some of this event off screen, so don't worry. But we're about to see what this reward Pokemon is, and it's a Rainy Cast form. Okay, so we are going to catch this. And getting into the fifth set here, we have activate Primal Reversion and defeat a Team Go Rocket leader. But since the day is almost over, I really don't feel like wasting all that primal energy, knowing that it's probably just going to all go to waste. So, and I have no idea what day 2 of the GO Tour event is going to have in store for us, but regardless, I'm probably just going to save all that energy for tomorrow. So on that note, I'm actually going to end off the tour event right here, and I will see you guys in just a moment. So now that day 1 of the Pokemon Go Tour Hoenn event is officially out of the way, it is now time for me to show off my shiny haul. So everything you see here, from this Pikachu on the bottom right all the way up to the Rayquaza on the top left, is my entire shiny haul for the day. Now granted, the Rayquaza I ended up getting after the GO Tour event had ended for the day, so I mean, I'll still count it just because I got it today of all days, but it's not part of the actual GO Tour haul. Now what's funny is, like, right after day 1 of the Hoenn Tour event ended, a bunch of Rayquaza raids ended up appearing by me, and I am not sure what the whole ordeal with that is, but I mean, But I mean, they were there, and I figured, I mean, I ended up doing one with somebody, we duoed it, and then I ended up getting the shiny out of it, so I mean, I can't complain. Now, going over this whole shiny haul as a whole, I mean, I'm not entirely complaining. I mean, I will say that a lot of these are duplicates. Like, I got like, 3 Groudons. Yeah, I got 3 Groudons, apparently 2 Kyogres, and I got like 2 shiny families worth of Surskits. Which, the legendaries, obviously I could probably like mirror trade those for like Luckies and stuff, especially since they come with their brand new signature moves. And as for the Surskits, I could probably trade those off to somebody that could really use those. Anyways, it is now time for me to share my personal analysis on Kyogre and Groudon, as well as their primal forms, and their overall performances in Pokemon Go, and what exactly Origin Pulse and Precipice Blades will do for these two. First off, let's start with Kyogre and Origin Pulse. Now, we already know just how strong Kyogre is in the raid aspect. It is probably the best water type attacker that you can have aside from any Shadows and Mega Evolutions. But now that we have its primal form, like, this is going to change up the meta tremendously. Like, obviously you're probably going to only be able to have like one primal Kyogre, but even just that one primal Kyogre alone is still going to be able to put in a lot of work in the raid aspect of the game, because its stats have been bolstered tremendously, and it's going to be hitting really hard with its water moves that it's got access to. Obviously, it's only the only fast move that Kyogre has access to is Waterfall, but Waterfall is a really decent fast move. And for the longest time, Surf has been its best charge move that it has access to, but now that we have Origin Pulse for it, this is actually just a little bit better. However, I feel like if it were me, I probably wouldn't TM over to an Origin Pulse on a Kyogre that didn't already have the move, but I would recommend that if you did get a really good Kyogre out of the GO Tour event that does have Origin Pulse, I would definitely recommend investing into it, as Origin Pulse is a pretty decent charge move. Getting into the PvP aspect of Kyogre, Kyogre reigns best when it's used in the Master League, the Open Master League to be exact. And as I said, by default, Waterfall is the fast move that Kyogre would run, and for the longest time, I'm pretty sure Kyogre's best like charge moves it would use would be Surf and Blizzard. But now that we have Origin Pulse, you would be better off substituting Blizzard for Origin Pulse, according to what I had seen on PvPoke.com. And I think the reason for this is because of the fact that Surf, in this case, would now be a shield baiting move, and Origin Pulse would be more of like the nuke charge move that would allow you to obliterate any Pokemon that would be weak to water moves, and Origin Pulse would fill that gap. Now we're moving on to Groudon and Precipice Blades. So getting into the raid aspect of Groudon, Groudon is a very good ground attacker, however it has been since succeeded by Excadrill and Garchomp with Earth Power. Now that we have its primal form, this changes things up tremendously, and also the fact that it's got access to Precipice Blades. Precipice Blades is going to be the new best charge move for Groudon, as it's actually going to be able to fire off faster than Earthquake, allowing you to do more damage overall. Obviously, like Primal Kyogre, Primal Groudon's stats have also been bolstered tremendously, allowing Groudon to do so much more in the raid aspect. But of course, once Mega Garchomp comes around, that's probably going to change. Compared to Origin Pulse, I feel like this is one charge move that I feel would be very worth using an Elite TM to get. Even if you have a good Groudon that didn't already have it, I feel like getting this move on it might actually be worth that investment, especially if you plan to use it in PvP. And speaking of PvP, like Kyogre, Groudon also shines best when used in the Open Master League. And now that it's got access to Precipice Blades, this is going to be the new best charge move in place of Earthquake that you're going to want to run on Groudon for the Master League, alongside Fire Punch. So this is now considered a double legacy Groudon, as both Fire Punch and Precipice Blades are both legacy moves now for Groudon. So given this, I might actually plan to use an Elite TM on my Hundo Groudon that I've got, and maybe consider actually giving it Precipice Blades so that I can use it in the Master League. that is pretty much it for day 1 of the GO Tour event, and like I said, I will be back at this again tomorrow. Considering we still have to finish up the research, there really isn't a whole lot left to do. And obviously I didn't want to activate a Primal reversion immediately because it was already so late in the day, and I just didn't want all that Primal energy to go to waste, so I'd rather use it where I know it's going to be most useful, and that'll be during day 2. And how things seem today, I feel like tomorrow, day 2 in this case, is probably just going to be the same thing as it was for day 1. Just it's going to be nothing but shiny checking and doing a lot of Primal raids, and that's exactly what I'm going to be doing. Once I am finished with day 2 tomorrow, I will actually be sharing my overall thoughts and opinions on the GO Tour Hoenn event as a whole, so I hope to see a lot of you guys then. But anyways, on that note, I'm actually going to go on ahead and I will end off this video right here. But anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and as always, if you did, then please consider hitting that subscribe button down below. Also leave a like and a comment, won't hurt either. But anyways, that is going to be it for me today. I'm BVMSerious, and I hope you guys have a seriously amazing day. Also, be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it. Thank you so much for watching.